Hey y'all, it's Alicia and welcome back to Alicia's Crafty Hoplop. Happy Heart Weekend, folks. Happy Heart Weekend. I hope whatever you're doing, it is already something that makes you feel loved and appreciated. This is no longer just a weekend for couples, it's a weekend for galentines and palantines and friends recognizing one another and their support. And there's been tons of that, which has been amazing. I did yesterday as planned. I uploaded the video in the morning, went to work, came back, rested, and fully anticipated to come back on and do a Happy Meal. But I got treated to a super romantic weekend. It's been a weekend of surprises. And so I came home and the apartment was super cleaned up. Really nice surprise, that on its own. A really beautiful, well-chosen romantic card. A homemade dinner with these little bottles of champagne. Just a really romantic evening, actually. A really romantic evening, which is why you didn't see me back on. It was a beautiful treat. Definitely made me smile. Clearly still making me smile. And I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful. The husband who's sitting over there is not a Hallmark romantic man. That's just not who he is. So yesterday was a big treat. It was a really big treat. And he surprised me yesterday morning. So we have this tradition, this annual tradition, where once a year he picks out something really interesting for my teaching wardrobe. And we didn't do it this year. We just didn't do it. Life, when I was off in Toronto looking after my mom, that's normally the time we do it. And we just let it go because we had to. And so yesterday morning, while I was getting dressed for work, he got up and he was like, "Look at this." And it was this beautiful coat dress that he had gone and picked for me. And so while he's not like let's make a meal together and in a kind of Hallmark movie kind of way, which we all know I love those Hallmark movies, or let me send you flowers or bring you home flowers every Friday night like my dad did for my mom. He doesn't do that. That's not who he is. But to wake up in the morning and find that he'd picked this really amazing like coat dress for me meant a lot. And especially since it was something that we had stopped this year just because of emergencies. So some people might say, is that a romantic gift? And he actually thinks it's not a romantic gift. He calls it the romantic, purposeful, it's a functional gift because I also have to dress a certain way for work. So there's an expectation that I look a certain way. You always see me after I come back and I put back on my crafting clothes, but you don't see what I wear to work. And because it's downtown New York City and it's the #1 art and fashion school in America, there's an expectation that we come to work looking, quite frankly, either like an artist covered in paint or a runway, that you're right off a runway. That's the expectation. So when I go to work, folks, I look very different than you see me. You only saw that one video, but usually there's a lot of makeup, there's a full outfit, there's accessories, there's just that expectation. Sometimes it's hard to meet. So anyway, I put on this coat dress yesterday and I went into class, and it was in fact my fashion class, and about 8 students immediately were like, "Where did you get that?" And they went crazy over it. So he thinks it's not a romantic present because it's functional, because it's also a need for work. But I will say that I felt fabulous walking into school yesterday, and other professors stared, which is always like one of those moments where you're like, "Oh, look at you staring." And that's because he went to the trouble of picking something and it fit. So that's the romantic part. It's like the fact that he knows what my body looks like enough that he can pick out a fitted coat dress that fit perfectly. And I have an odd shape because y'all know this, like I'm not naturally skinny like this. And you can't always tell that I'm as skinny as I am because of the clothes I wear. But the illness has made me super, super thin in a weird way. So I have broad shoulders because I'm medium boned. I'm not meant to be a thin girl. I'm meant to be like an average girl. I'm meant to be someone that weighs 145 pounds by my bone structure. But the illness doesn't let me digest calories, which some people would say would be a good thing, but it's not. It doesn't look right on me. That's the only way I can explain it to you. I look kind of underfed if you see me in real life. So buying me clothes like a dress is tough because I'm still broad-shouldered. So that means like an extra small or a small sometimes can be snug around the shoulder but big everywhere else. So buying me clothes is not easy. And so he managed to do this for me and I couldn't believe it, and it fit perfectly. Like that's as much what my students were wowed by, was the fit. Like it just was like meant for me to own. So I thought it was a super romantic present, even though he thinks it's also a really practical gift. So what a day. And I apologize for not being on, but it's a good reason I wasn't on. I wasn't on because my husband invested in our relationship. And it's funny because neither of us really believe in this as like a holiday. You know, it started out being about St. Valentine, and over years it sort of was taken over by Hallmark as a, or just commercialism as a way to like make people feel badly if they don't get a whole bunch of Valentines. But really, I think this year we wanted to market as, you know, we've been together a long time, folks. We've been together 2 decades, which is a long time. And I think when you're married for a long time, you want to make sure that the other partner knows you're not taking them for granted, that you still appreciate them, that you still care about them a lot. And that coat dress was his way of saying, I still see you. So I loved it. All right, enough mushy mush. That was my mushy mush. That's where I was. And then this morning, I was very quiet, and I cleaned up and did things around the house and worked on some work stuff and some craft stuff and some writing stuff because I wanted him to sleep in. He never sleeps in, and today he did. So that was sort of something nice for him. And now we're just going to spend the day doing our thing. He's going to do his work. I'm going to do some grading. I'm going to do more we wishes. I'm going to share that happy meal with you that I've been trying to share with you for the last 24 hours. And I'm going to watch your videos and catch up on comments. And we're just going to have a great day indoors. I don't know what you're up to, but I hope whatever it is, that it's something that makes you feel loved. You know, we all like to feel loved. And I hope you feel supported. And I hope that whatever it is, that it just gives you some joy. And if, like me, you get to do a little making today, hence why I'm back in the making sweatshirt, I hope that it just makes you smile. And I can't wait to watch all your videos. All right, y'all. I will see you shortly with some Happy Meal. And then later on today, probably with some project shares. All right. Bye for now.